Are we at Watch This Bitches already?
Yeah, we're not doing anything. There's
We
not
have a
going to
lot
be
to
much
talk.
else to
Actually,
talk
we have
about.
a lot to talk about this week. There's a lot.
I know but we watched a lot.
And we watched a lot, and there's a lot of news.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I watched I didn't even include on here.
Right,
So
and
that's
there's
how
at least
much we
3 more
watched.
ping pod questions coming up, I think.
Great.
So what did everybody watch Hamilton?
I'm at intermission,
Okay.
but that I don't know if you know this, but it's close to 3 hours long.
Yes, we
Mhm.
took a day break.
Right. That's what
halves.
we're doing.
Oh,
as
we
well.
watched it all together, all the way through. All four of us. All four
Five
of
times
us
in a row.
watched it.
They watched it 5 times in a row, all 4 of them.
And
My
then Wombat beat
daughter-
Skyrim again.
My daughter was intent on not liking it.
Uh-huh.
It took her 10 minutes to put her phone down and
Oh,
get
wow.
completely like zoned into it. So
Right.
hey,
I think that show is made for 12-year-olds because
it might be. It does come up a lot that it is a very good intro to musicals.
Ty only speaks in Hamilton now. Pretty much.
I must be 12 because I like this. You guys didn't like this?
Oh, I think it's great too. Cheapy's the one who doesn't like it.
It was fine. You know what the problem is? I
would like to know what the problem is.
The
yes.
I understand. First of all, nobody should take offense from what I'm about
and
to
I'm
say.
going to say you're allowed to not like it.
Yeah, and I'm not judging
It
anybody
doesn't take
who likes
away
it.
from my enjoyment
Good.
of Hamilton.
You're an adult, and I appreciate you saying that. Hopefully, people will take that to heart.
Uh-huh.
I'm
had
going to tell you why
hard.
you're wrong after you tell.
You
tell
sure
this,
you
but-
absolutely can.
I take solace in knowing I'm in the wide majority of people that like Hamilton.
Yeah, of course, and I recognize that. I also recognize a lot of people enjoyed the Transformers Michael Bay movie. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
That's like one won a Pulitzer,
I
and
understand.
the
the
other
difference.
is
They both were very
Hamilton.
popular. Though. Anyway, I'll say that I enjoyed the second half more than the first half. So I
Yes,
was
the
really
second
not
half
liking
is-
it.
The second half is tonally very different.
Yes, I will, and I'll say this. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of hip hop, but definitely between the three of us, I listen to the most by 5,000,000%. But I wouldn't say like I'm a hip hop head. No, Ship is
I listen to some. I
like what? What's the
the
last hip hop song you listened to?
The Style Boys.
I don't even know what that is.
Let me
That's so
see
lame,
the
I don't even
donkey
know what it is.
roll.
I usually check to see like when new albums come out. I'm terrible at the names. I
Okay.
will tell you that. But when new albums come out and they're popular,
Okay.
I at least give them a listen through. I will admit that I have difficulty with the language, the N-word in particular.
Okay, sure.
I
Anyway.
just don't feel comfortable listening. to it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, Hamilton, you're good, I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
So far.
I enjoy listening to hip hop music, and to me, Hamilton sounds like a spoof of hip hop music. It almost sounds like a Simpsons parody of a Broadway show. And as someone who's watched, I feel like I've watched a parody of this 1,000,000 times, and now here's like real life imitating a parody, but it's not a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Simpsons have put in a lot of like musical numbers in their shows.
Well, that's
like,
because the musical parodies on The Simpsons are supposed to sound like musicals.
yes.
And this sounds like a musical.
Yeah, I understand.
Because it's a musical.
But it sounds silly to me. Like, every 2 seconds they're saying Alexander. What's his name? Hamilton. What's he do? He writes a lot. What's his name? Hamilton.
You need
What's
your
it
right
called?
hand man back.
Monorail. What's it ride on? Only one track. What? I don't know. That's Mrs. Cheapy and I kept looking at each other every time they said Alexander Hamilton because it was like a lot. But
Oh yeah, and they do say Alexander Hamilton a lot. I like King George a lot.
Yeah,
I think
he was
that
my
song-
favorite. He
that
was my
song is
favorite.
amazing.
he was my favorite.
Yeah, and you know what? And what's his name? Leslie Odom, Aaron Burr. I
Right.
mean, the thing is also everyone. My wife and I talked about this also. Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is a genius, I'll say. I think he's a genius. I think what he wrote is fantastic, and I think musically he's he's hard to beat. But I think he's the worst performer in Hamilton.
That's fair enough. I mean, he's probably not a professional. He's not a professional dancer, I'm sure. And
Yeah, he's
there's
the
a lot
worst
there's some
performer. I
dancing
mean,
on
and
it.
again, that's like, if he's an 8.5 or a 9,
Right.
I think everyone else in that show is an 11.
Yeah, the
I
performance.
think his performance works though because it's got a little bit more humanity to it because he's not as polished.
Oh, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying it stands out in comparison to Aaron Burr's performance, the Leslie Odom's performance.
I mean, those two characters they're very well played against each other, right?
I know that's true. Again, we're like arguing. Oh, this guy's great, and this is great, and this is great, and this is great.
I just didn't care. I didn't care for the rap songs, basically. Not just the rapping, but the music part of the songs. Like they didn't sound like, I don't know. It just sounded very plain to me. Like I can't remember. The only song I can remember is this King song. But that's just me, and I feel like there's a lot of right. Okay, well, great. Now I remember 2 songs.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
And I feel like in the second half it went more
on your side.
Right.
I feel like in the
mean,
second half
you
it became
remember the shot song and
I'm not giving away my shot.
Yeah, I didn't like that song. I tried to forget that song.
But-
I feel like the second half they went more traditional musical in the second half, less rapping, more songs that sound like
Anytime his wife or the sister is on stage, it's like a different show. I mean, they stand out. They're so good.
right. They were good. I just feel like there's a lot of melodic rap out there that even uses orchestra, and I maybe would have liked that better if it had that. But whatever. It's just it wasn't for me. Not everything has to be for me.
Yeah, well, what else did you watch? Could be, what else?
Let's jump right to anime.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, please! You gotta be kidding me.
Perfect. Let's hear about the anime.
This is a movie actually that Wombat, you should definitely watch with your daughter.
I'm sorry, I stopped listening. You said anime?
No, it's a movie. First of all, it's like a Miyazaki movie, but not made by Miyazaki. You could watch this with your daughter, and you would really enjoy it. It's about
He's only interested in Parks and Recreation right now.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
I think there's. I think she would like this. It's about a girl who's in high school, and she's turning into a cat intentionally. She's had some problems in her life, and she's finding it easier to be a cat. It's very interesting. It's very sweet. It's very well done. There's nothing like, it's not like we were talking about My Hero Academia where there's like a lot of tits and stuff. It's not like that at all. We watched it with Ty. It was really well done, and I think your daughter would really enjoy it, and your wife too. Elliot, maybe like, it's a lot of like, a girl has a crush on a guy, and that's a big part of the story. So Elliot may think that's gross. I don't know. What is it?
I don't know either. It's a good question.
Yeah. I think your daughter would like it, but Elliot might think yuck. But Ty I don't know. Ty didn't care. It was good. It's called The Whisker Away, and it's a Netflix. It's only on Netflix, I think. It's like, well, whatever. And now they just came out with an English dub on it, too, if you need a dub. We also started watching another show on Netflix called Dark. Have you guys heard about that?
Nope.
It's a very highly acclaimed German science fiction television series. Did you know that Germany is putting out some pretty high production value television series? It's really well done.
I did not know that.
It's like I didn't either. What are you breathing for like that for?
I'm just trying to make it through this.
It's an amazing show, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners are already watching because it's very popular. And we're behind the curve on this one because they're already like 3 seasons into it, I think. See people in the chat. Dark is amazing. Dark is amazing. Nonstop. See, Germany has amazing TV. They like Knight Rider, so they have good taste. Anyway,
when have the Germans ever done anything bad?
Anyway, Dark is like Stranger Things, but less silly and more gritty, and much more style and more artistic, I would say. That's all. You should watch it.
Okay.
Shipwreck's not going to watch it. Wombat, you might want. Well, Shipwreck doesn't have Netflix.
I don't have Netflix. I get a pass on all of this.
Right.
Yeah,
He did that on
Shipwreck
purpose.
will be able to watch this.
I don't do it on purpose.
You did. You got rid of Netflix just so you could get out of all my recommendations.
Because I don't watch any of this
idea.
stuff.
Laura, everyone can see you.
She in a towel?
Yes.
What is happening over there?
She came in from the pool.
Wow. I hope everybody's
He had a
tipping Wombat.
swimsuit on for those playing at home.
Sure.
Swimsuit.
Hope everybody's tipping Wombat up. And here's Elliot back from the pool. It's like a resort
hey.
over there.
You
Yes.
go away. Go away. We're
No,
doing
come,
a
Elliot.
show.
He can't hear. He can't hear.
No, he can't hear. Go
Just
away.
yell in Wombat's ear is really loud. Doesn't matter. What else are we watching, bitches?
Has anyone else watched Eurovision yet?
No, I tried to convince Mrs. Cheapy to watch it, but she was not interested.
No, okay, it's not bad. I actually think she might like it. It kind of falls. It's at its core a light romantic comedy. It's
Okay.
very light. Like there's really very little conflict in it. But it was cuter than I thought it would be. I actually went in like going, maybe I'll turn this off after 20 minutes, but we wound up watching the whole thing. It's also fairly short, which helps.
Was it funny?
And-
Was it like, how many times did you laugh hard?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
That's
It's
a
not
bad
a
ratio.
hard laugher. It's more like, oh, that's a cute movie.
Watch a Whisker Away.
Yeah, the songs are catchy, as someone said in the chat. You
Better
might
than
like
Hamilton?
it better more than Hamilton. I was just
Ooh.
about to say that. The only thing that comes off weird is how old Will Ferrell is in this movie. Because he seems a little too old for the character he's playing.
Right. That's probably part of the joke at this point.
I guess.
Right. People in
Uh-huh.
the chat are pointing out that you have no emotions, so you
I don't.
may
It's-
not enjoy a Whisker Away
No.
because it is emotional. It's really good. It's a really good quality movie. No joke.
Excellent.
Yeah, I know. Anime. Shipwreck had his head down that entire time, like when I was talking about a Whisker Away, like it was going to be about titties or something. Don't worry, there's titty talk later.
No.
That's coming later when we get to Nintendo.
Good.
Where we would normally talk about titties.
Mhm.
What else? There's a new Transformers series coming to Netflix. Shipwreck. Look at all this quality content you're
I
missing out
did
on.
see this, and I'm like, oh, this. I'm gonna have to watch this somehow.
You can get a trial of Netflix, maybe.
The trial of Netflix to watch this Transformers War of Cybertron. This is more toned like the comics, apparently, where it's more cerebral and not everything is good and evil, basically. Like if you've read, I know I've talked about the Transformers comics before on this, but they're very much political comic books where both traditional sides, like Optimus is kind of a questioning his whether what he's doing is the right thing and if he's good, and you've got like Soundwave reports to Optimus now because he thinks what Optimus is doing is right.
Wait, what? Soundwave is an Autobot now?
They still exist as Autobots and Decepticons, but really it's just they've kind of gone into their
transcended.
own little subgroups. They all commingle.
Like the Prime Boys. We got the Prime Boys. You got Mega Lads. Something like no, not quite.
Yeah, exactly like that.
But better.
It's a lot of talking. There's a lot of romance involved.
Right.
Transformers comics are weird. They are not what you expect them to be.
Well, not back in the day. They weren't. They were pretty.
They
straight
were
up.
weird back in the day too.
Not that weird.
They were pretty
Weird.
straight up back in the day. For the
Spider-Man might
most
show
part, they
up,
were
but-
pretty straight up. But then they
I don't know,
got
did
into
Spider-Man ever show up in a Marvel Transformers comic?
Yep. Episode in the first 10 episodes.
In the first 10 episodes?
Comic number 3, maybe. I actually have like the first 10 comics of Transformers.
I believe you. I'm just asking the question.
I think it's
Those are not on
yeah.
Marvel Unlimited.
They're also not worth anything. Hey,
They're worth the joy they brought you.
hey, $1.
You know, not everything has to be about money.
I'm just
Greedy.
saying. I've been holding on to these fucking comics for 30 years.
It's the only place to find them.
Great. In my house.
Mhm.
You can find them in my house as well. I can point to them. They're over there.
The problem is they're in too many people's houses. That's why they're not worth anything. All right. What is the... Oh, while we're doing Watch This Bitches, I got a quick message from our friend Brian Crescente, and he wanted to let us know that he's got a new podcast that might appeal to some of our listeners, and it's about horror movies. So I thought it fit in well with Watch This Bitches. See what I'm doing here? The podcast is called Long-Legged Beasties. and it comes out every Friday. And they got 4 episodes so far, and yeah, long-legged beasties.
I look forward to being asked to be a guest.
Do you watch a lot of horror movies?
I've seen my fair share of horror movies.
Well, but why do you have to make this about you? We're trying to help out.
Because it's my show.
Look, all right.
Are they gonna do an ad for our show on theirs?
I don't know. I mean, I try to help people out. If they,
No,
I mean,
it's
even
fine.
if they don't ask
I'm
for
just
help, I try
kidding.
to help people out.
Yes, definitely. Check it out. I'm sure it's awesome. I like horror movies a lot, and podcasts about movies. I listen to too many. So.
Right. Did you see me? I tweeted out this Twitch streamer today. This guy, Mike something. I forgot his name, but he's a New York City bike messenger, and he's got a full streaming rig that he just wears with him, and it's perfect quality, like 1080p, 60 frames per second, beautiful view, like perfect wide view, just like going crazy down the streets of New York City. It's amazing. It's amazing, and looking now, like because of the pandemic. City's empty, and so the streets are empty, and he's just like he's going faster than the car, like he's just fucking flying. It's really amazing, and I watched several hours of him doing that today.
That's insane.
It's good to have on your computer in the corner while you're doing other stuff. It's pretty zen. He's got some classic rock playing. It's pretty cool, and I saw I tweeted out, and a lot of people came in to watch it, and they were chatting with me. It was fun. I'm into Twitch now. Did I tell you that?
Exciting.
I was trying to. Somebody asked me to explain Twitch subscribers, and I said that I had to. One of our listeners asked me to explain it, and I said that I had to explain it to you guys. I still don't think you guys know what it means.
Nope, I don't know, and
I'm good with it.
yeah, it's fine.
You don't need to know.
I don't
Nope.
need to know. We don't need to explain it to her either.
All right. I like it.